When living life with chronic illness, one of the most frustrating things to deal with is having people not understand our medical issues. Unlike other medical conditions where the illness runs its course and then the person recovers, or the person receives medical treatment and then gets better, for most with chronic illnesses, there is no solution to our health problems. As hard as we try to get better, we remain sick and unwell. For many people, it is hard for them to grasp the idea that we will never recover. I cannot tell you how many people have told me, "Oh, you're not better yet? You were sick a while ago. You're still sick with the same thing? Oh, well, that's weird." Or they tell me, "I hope you get better quickly." When I explain to the person that I have many medical conditions, many of which are chronic and progressive, the people cannot comprehend what that means. They cannot grasp that I am not going to get better, and furthermore, I'm going to continue to get worse. That is something very hard for most people to understand. Hoping for bad results. I want to phrase this next part carefully. When a person with chronic illness has a symptom or medical need which needs to be addressed, many times we hope a test result will be positive for a medical condition. It is not that we want to have another thing wrong with us. Rather, if we're able to get a diagnosis, there is a chance there may be a treatment option available for us. No one wants to be sick, but to have a diagnosis for a symptom often gives us a sense of relief. There is nothing more frustrating than having a myriad of tests completed and they all come back as normal. And yet, we are extremely sick and unable to function. The roller coaster of hope. Once a diagnosis is made or a treatment plan is created, the hope chronic illness warriors experience is one of highs and lows. We are excited that soon we may have symptom relief, but then there are obstacles which may get in the way. Perhaps the treatment is not available at the local hospital, or a doctor refuses to order the medicine. Also, once the treatment starts, there is no guarantee it will work, or worse yet, a person may have an adverse reaction to the treatment protocol. This reminds me of when a neurologist assured me that IVIG was the solution to many of my medical issues. I was not very excited to receive IVIG, but I thought if the doctor thought this was going to help me, of course I would go and get it. I arrived at the infusion center and was hooked up to the IVIG. Slowly, the medicine started infusing into my body. Within 5 minutes, I started having a reaction to it. Within 10 minutes, I had a full-blown anaphylactic reaction. I was raced to the emergency department. Upon arriving at the emergency department, I was admitted to the neuro intensive care unit. I got to spend 4 glorious days in the intensive care unit, where thankfully I did recover from my severe reaction. Yes, IVIG was not the treatment we were looking for, and it did not give us the results we were hoping for, but we tried it, and now we know that IVIG is crossed off my list and I should never do it ever again. Finding a good provider. When most people go to the doctor, they do not have to be concerned about if the medical provider will believe his health issues. However, with chronic illness, many physicians are unfamiliar with chronic health conditions. And furthermore, many times our health needs are beyond the medical provider's knowledge. Instead of saying, "I am not the doctor for you," or "You need more advanced care than I can give you," the physician will sometimes tell the patient he or she is making up all his medical issues, or the symptom is nothing to be concerned about. The frustration we endure trying to find a good medical provider is astronomically high. Additionally, once we find a good doctor, there is no guarantee the physician will remain our provider. Doctors change hospital systems, move across the country, and/or go into research. This often means the patient loses his or her medical provider, and then the grueling task of finding another doctor begins all over again. In the meantime, prescriptions may not be filled, or essential treatments such as intravenous nutrition and/or fluids may be discontinued. Of late, I've been having this exact issue. I have not been able to find a medical provider to treat an infection I have. You would think, well, it's an infection. How difficult could it be? And it's really not that complex. I just need more antibiotics. Unfortunately, my medical provider is not very comfortable with treating the infection. She says, you should really see an infectious disease doctor. Finding an infectious disease doctor has been such an obstacle course. I found one doctor who was willing to take me, but unfortunately he found out I have a PICC line. Because I have a PICC line, suddenly I'm medically complex. He didn't care I had a tracheostomy tube and a ventilator, only that I had a PICC line. Because I had a PICC line, now the doctor will not see me. So the search continues to try to find an infectious disease doctor. Those are just some of the obstacles we face with having chronic medical conditions. I wish having chronic illness was easier, but unfortunately, it sometimes can be very challenging. It can drain you of your energy. It can leave you very exhausted and tired, but I want to give you hope that there are other people out here that understand what you are going through. There are other people who have chronic illness and who are here for you to support you and to encourage you and to just fill your lives with as much love and kindness as we can give. So thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe down below. Please also remember to comment and share. It really helps my YouTube channel. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye-bye.